Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well on this election day. We are here at our virtual craft fair called Artist a Day. And today we are featuring some quilts by Mary Shanks, who also happens to be one of my sisters. We started the program here for the museum because we couldn't have the arts and crafts fair in person like we usually do every fall. So we wanted to offer our vendors, the artists and crafts people, a chance to show you their wares. Right now, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Karen, and she can get you started here. Hi,
Hi,
Karen.
Hi, Kev. How you doing?
Good.
So a lot of you probably already know by now, but if you're a new watcher tonight, I'm Karen, Kathy's sister, and we'd like to keep some of this in the family, And the Sedona Heritage Museum is very important to our family because my dad was a homesteader there in Sedona. So that's the connection with that. So I'm very happy to help out with this, bringing all the artists and crafters online that I've seen in person for many years going up there. It's always such a beautiful event. So I'm very happy to be a part of this year. I don't do arts or crafts. I usually buy them. So I got to do the talking this year. So on that note, I want to turn it over to another sister of mine, Mary Carol, and she's going to show you her wonderful quilts. Hey, Mary, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can see you too.
Oh, good. Okay. I can't see me, so I can see you.
You should be on the big screen though, right? There. Okay, I had the wrong thing clicked. I'm good now.
I don't have the right thing, obviously, because I'm still seeing the Sedona Museum.
I just click on it one time.
Oh, hello.
I can't believe I got you out of an IT jam this time.
There we go. Well, I'll tell you anymore. I need all the help I can get with all this newfangled IT stuff. So, well, it's nice to be here, and I appreciate the museum doing this for everybody. And you guys have had some amazing artists already. I hope everybody gets a chance to go on the YouTube and see them. There's been some great stuff there.
And also can take part and buy some Christmas gifts from them.
Right.
Or something for yourself, treat yourself.
Right. And that's kind of neat, especially in a year like now. People doing this, it's going to be better than the Walmart gift you can get, no doubt, from all of these creative people. There's been some amazing stuff. So,
for sure.
All right, on to some quilts.
Yes, go ahead and show us what you got. First, let's see how you do this stuff.
Okay. Well, this is my big machine that I just got it about a year and a half ago, and it works all the way down here. And actually, I've got one that I just took off. We'll look at that one. It needs a border on it, but it's close to finish. And it's kind of I used to only hand quilt. And then once I got into machine quilting and I started to get older and running out of time, I decided to do this, and I'm loving it. I just love it. I love the designs. And the first one, this is a little baby quilt, and it's done with real thicker, fluffy material and our batting. So you can kind of see the designs a lot better. There's some daisies, a little bee in there. I've got a little carrot down here. So I'm having a lot of fun with the designs on these. I have two inspirations for how I learned to quilt, and we'll talk a little bit about that. The first, I never sewed growing up. My mom had 7 of us kids and worked and never learned how to sew. So I had a friend, a good family friend, Bonnie Eric, and she well, my friend Hazel said, let's go over to my sister's and she'll teach us how to quilt. And I said, I don't want to sew a button on. Why would I quilt? But anyway, long story short, it worked. So here I am. This is so I'll give you some sizes, and this is $35 and it's 36 by 40, that baby quilt. So here's another little kids quilt. It's a flannel rag quilt, and I love these quilts. They're so warm and cozy, and this could be cute for a little boy. It's got some little fall pumpkin-y things and some little trains on there. Um, I I I would not give this to a newborn baby, only because these rag quilts take a couple good washings to get a lot of the loose threads. But that's kind of the fun part about these loose, raggy looking things, and they're warm, cozy.
I could
So
tell
anyway,
the texture on that is so cool, and on the baby one too, on the puffiness, you can actually see the quilting pattern really nicely too. I could see the flowers and you know, like the bee, I think you said it was.
right, right. Where this one is just it's marked with an X on the back, and it's actually got extra flannel inside as opposed to batting. I like the extra little fluff around the ruffles that did. And so this is about 40 by 47, and it's a $40 quilt. But
That's
nice,
really,
warm, nice.
oh, that's a good price for that.
Yeah. So this one is the one that I just took off, and you'll see a red, white, and blue theme through a lot of my stuff. I guess it's all the military in our family, and I don't know. We're just so proud of this country. So a lot of red, white, and blue in my stuff. And this one I just finished. It's got a lot of stars, different star designs, and then a little bit of stippling in here. I don't know if you can see so much, and just lines running through here. USA up in the corner.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool. I can see the waves and everything in it, and
yeah,
in the stars, you know.
and the back is, stars. You might be able to see a little bit more there. Red stars. It'll be trimmed in red, bordered in red. And this one is 60 by 52, and it's $145. A little more individual, like quilting in here. Several different designs put in there for that. So the next one I've got is a Run Through the Jungle quilt, and I just love this material. It's a full cloth material, and I thought twice before I left this side on here. A lot of my quilts are never finished until I know who's going to get them. And this one I left these on the side. You can see the little design there. Let me just flip to the back a little bit. I love the polka dot brown material, several different designs in there. But I thought it would be fun to add embellishments, buttons and those things down the side. But I kind of like to know where it's going, so I know how much embellishment to put up. A lot of people aren't as embellishy as I am. So anyway, this one with the embellishments will be $125, and it's a whole cloth as opposed to a lot of pieces.
Oh,
So
Mayor,
yes,
Sandra from Florida says hello, from North Florida, I think it said.
well, hello. Good to
No,
have you watching.
and I love the embellishments too, but you knew that about me.
Yes, I have another one that I call Run Through the Jungle, and it's got prairie points on the edge, and it's got all kinds of strings and buttons, and it actually says Run Through the Jungle on mine. So, but I just fell in love with that print. I had a thought I could put little sparkles on each one of their eyes. We'll see who wants a home for it first. So
There's
one of
another question, Mayor.
yes,
Someone just asked, what kind of batting do you like to use?
I use a combination. I'm going to turn back here just a minute. It's a cotton polyester combo. I like all different kinds of battings depending on what you're doing. The first baby quilt we looked at was the real the thick polyester type batting. It depends on what I'm doing. A lot of times on the first flannel rag quilt I did, I used warm and natural, and you could bake under that. So being Arizona, I use a little bit thinner batting right now. And actually, I've got a little piece of it right here that I just did on this one, and you can. Oh, here, I have to decide which side I'm. It's kind of it's a blend, but it's a thinner blend. So so another thing that I do is after I make quilts, and I've done a lot of piecing, I'm getting to like this whole cloth thing, especially with this machine. So one of the things I do, I throw all my scraps in a bucket, and I've had grandkids make their own quilts out of those and whatever. But I started a little bit of crumb quilting, and so crumb quilting is like you take your pieces and just start sewing them together, and however they come out is what they come out. And I've got a completed quilt here. It's called Oh Scrap. We'll look at it later, but it started out just that way. Pieces of leftovers that I had from different quilts, or maybe a square that didn't get put into anything, and you turned it into a quilt. But I also take a lot of these, and let me switch this around again.
While you do that, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Somebody just spoke up. You have an admirer for the patriotic quilt. Someone's interested in it, and it's Janet Fish, another patriot.
Tell her we're not done with the patriotic ones yet, but she can. Yeah. And if she wants it without the binding and does her own binding, well, I'll even make her a better deal. So this is my felt wall where I put my creations. This poor moose has been sitting up there. I love the moose. I wanted Northern Lights behind them, but they're almost too much. And I think I'm just going to have to applique him and see where he ends up, because he's been up there a long time. I got to get going on him. But I also take the scraps or the crumb quilting and make note cards and patriotic, etc. So these with envelopes, the bigger ones are $4.50 each. I have a couple of little smaller ones that I've done with some photos that I've done. I do a few with photos, and then these little note cards are like $3 each. And I have a couple with my photos. So different designs. Like I said, it comes out however it comes out when you're doing these kinds of things. So
Route 66, I see.
Pardon? There is a Route 6. Well, I'm working on a Route 66 quilt. So yep, I got scraps. So, and it's got a lot of bling and sparkle. So
I remember when we used to drive on the old 66.
Oh, for years. Yeah. So I'm gonna flip this around, a couple more, the different kinds of cards. And we're gonna walk into the other room. So I'll try and not get everybody dizzy while I'm walking.
Maybe I'll talk while you're walking, and I'll just tell them real quick that in this very room that I'm sitting in, here, I'll switch mine around if I can figure this out. Oh, there we go. In my room, did I turn it around?
Yep.
There's a quilt at the base of the bed that was one that Mary Carol made for my dad, and now I have it. And then there's a couple of them on the edge of that playpen. There's one from my grandma and grandbaby quilt that she made me. And then the other one over to the edge there is the one for my wedding that she made me. So these are very, very, very precious memories.
All right. Okay. I'm going to flip us around again. And this is my teal treasure. And it's a design that goes, I have to show you the other one to get the impact on this. So this is the one that's up on my wall.
That's the
And
same design, right?
it's the same design. It's quilted with the same design. This on my wall is a panel. And as I get in, you can probably see some of there's 52 petals in these. So they're pretty time consuming. So before I did that one, I did this one and I fell in love with the teal and the cream color. You don't quite get the depth like you do with the one on the wall, but I like it. I love the colors. I love the way it turned out.
Yeah,
And
each one has its own beauty to it. This one, I
right.
think the color combination, but the 3D look of the other one is amazing.
Yeah, and you can get in here and you can see. So this is that nice machine I have. I'd like to take credit to be able to think I could do these free motion, but not. I do a little free motion, but not quite this. And I just loved it. I just so and the amazing things about this the only reason I know this is the front of the quilt is because I put that little kind of greenish lighter color in there. If you flip it over to the back of the quilt, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. It's just, as a matter of fact, I made one for my daughter-in-law, and I almost like the back as well as the front because it's on a navy blue and it's a lighter panel. But anyway, so this is about 50 by 50. And I think that was the.
I just watched your video, Mary.
Uh-oh. Let's see what I did here.
There it is. There it is.
There it is. Oh, well, I probably just turned it towards my table.
Yeah.
So I've got $135 on this because it's not like the regular panel, but it's just as time consuming. So anyway, we'll come over to here. Karen was asking who my hand guy is. You guys probably know him from the Addams family. It's my phone charger my son made for me. So this is a lion. And if you look at this, you can see his eyes sparkle a little bit. And so when I bought this pattern, I wanted to use that variegated material. And I had to really think back and forth which side to use once again, because you can't really discern the front from the back. And this is a pillow. There's the back of it. That's $65. But I've done them on this brown. And I just need a reason to finish it into something, either a pillow or a table topper or whatever. But there's the brown side. And I thought trimmed in yellow. But here's the variegated side on this. It's a more colorful variegation. And I like this too. So once again, there's choices here.
I was gonna say on that one a wall hanging, but no, I don't think I would want to do that because you've got two sides to look at.
Well, even on this one, I mean, the other side is just as pretty too, but you got to pick a side. You got to choose a side. Same thing with when I made it into the pillow. I had to choose a side. So, so I've got a couple of small ones here. These are done on the pre-quilted material. And, I had to do a lot of practicing when I got my machine. So I wanted to see all the different designs. And I thought this would make a really nice mom's quilt. Just happy, flowery, could be good for Mother's Day, or it could be a baby quilt. We've got turtles and once again, there's our bees, and it's got a nice little spot for a label or a design or whatever on it. And so that's
a little closer on that design. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
well, actually, I think we decided if I stand here, it works a little bit better. Lighting during the day is different than at night, so
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
So that's a $40 one. And underneath that, I've got another whole cloth. I saw that, I think it was the Welsh that did these whole cloths. And I bought this piece of material and always thought I would do something like that with it. And I did. And this is butterflies. So I don't know if you can see them as well on this side.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. But I love this color too.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's the other side. And a lot of these are lap type size quilts. And I don't, somewhere I tried to put all these on the same side, but then I moved them around. So this is 43 by 58 and it's 45.
That's a really good price.
And I've got this little Halloween one that I had for $12.50. It's just a little pieced Halloween centerpiece. It's like 14 by 12 or something. And I had it for $12.50. Well, it's $10 because Halloween's over. And on the other, like it's dual purpose. We got sugar skulls on the other side.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you can use it a couple days at a time. So here's another $45 set. Once again, it's on the pre-quilted material, table runner and card table or table centerpiece top, similar to the other one, kind of a, four deal thing in the center and then trimmed with all those flowers. So another good mother's idea, I think.
Yeah.
Once again, you use all your scraps. Yeah, you save the stuff, and this is just a little 9 patch, and it's got some little bubbles and little cross type designs in it. A couple different designs. Let's see what the back is black, so I don't think we're going to see. You might be able to see a little bit.
Yeah, you can see the quilting on it.
Yeah.
So really pretty colors.
Yeah, fun colors, and I love 9 patches. This is $45. It's 40 by 47. So here's another whole cloth. Once again, I fell in love with this material, the kind of goldy with the purple in it, and this is all roses.
Oh, wow. That's
kind
so
of
nice. Yeah, the thing you were saying about all of your scraps that you keep, every time you make a quilt and I look at it, I always find, well, not always, but a lot of times I find a piece of a quilt that I've gotten from you in it, or one of my kids has gotten from you.
Well, and there's so this one is 30. Just it's a little bit smaller, and it was an easy design, and that's why. So here's one of the big ones, and I don't know if I can do the material justice in here. It kind of reminds me of either, I don't know, cherry blossoms or oriental. It's got a lot of gold sparkle in it. And this is a no pattern one. And I have to tell you something about the no pattern thing. Now, hopefully I didn't, I'm trying to flip me around here. Okay, so Bonnie was one of the people that really inspired me with my quilting. And the other person, I took a class in Flagstaff, and I wish I could remember the lady's name. But she said she could never enter a quilt in a quilt show because she didn't follow the standard rules. And that's me. I don't do the rules so well. So, but she had all of these designs, and we took a rotary cutter and we just cut all kinds of swirls and things. And I created a quilt that was called Random Access Memory that I've used for years. And whenever I go to make a quilt, I think about that. And I think about, this doesn't have to be a pattern, because most of mine, I may start as a pattern and I may change them because I just may find something different, that I like them the way I like them, and they turn out the way they do. So that being said, the only other, I thank God for inspiration, but I also think the Amish have it right that only God can make perfection. So um, I'm
Just
trying
like
to.
Navajo jewelry. I mean, the way you know that it's authentic is you find a flower, you find their initials carved in the back of it, scratched in the back, or something like that.
Right, right. So I am going to see if we can get a little bit more. This has some different variations on the quilting. Um, so I don't know if you, and that's the back side of it.
Try
So
and zoom in and just hold it for a second. Oh yeah, there. I can see that. Oh, look at the swirls over there. That is so pretty. And the little flowers.
yeah.
Beautiful.
So and I have a string I still have to cut. So, but anyway,
I didn't notice the string.
well, they seem to appear even though you think you have them all. They still come back. Okay, here's Lady Liberty, and I just love this one. And once again, it's got some um, sparkly metallic-y thread in some of the quilting near the fireworks.
I can totally see the sparkles. I love it.
Okay, and it's hard to tell how close to get on some of these.
That's perfect.
And a little bit, and we've got a USA over in here too. So
Oh yeah, I see that with the stars on it.
yeah, and I've got a couple swirls in there, my own fireworks, I guess. Yeah. Um, so this one, there's the back side, and this one is 58 by 68, and this one's 150. And I love red, white, and blue. I can't say enough about our military personnel. And let me just say, Janet Fish has a son who is a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. And I so appreciate
He has a plane with his name on it too.
he
The
has a
plane.
plane. He does. And how cool is that?
Yeah,
How cool is that?
it's not
What a
a
proud
personal
mama.
plane either. It's an Air Force plane.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's just awesome.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
So and both he and his family, I mean, they do such wonderful supporting of him. It's so neat. It's just great. So I'm trying to open up, and I bear with me on these bigger ones when I try and get them opened up. Okay, this is called Oh Scrap, and it was one that, thank heavens, I guess, for COVID, for something, I don't know. I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I started grabbing scraps, and you can make them any old which way, all woppy jawed, or you can make a regular, uh, um, square. Or this is from, I made my granddaughter got her gold award, and these are pieces out of that. Um, but the one piece, this piece,
Oh,
I made a quilt out of that. It was a flower basket quilt. And that was, I think, the very first full quilt that I ever made. And it was for our bed, and it wore out. And I don't even think I got a picture of it because you didn't do that. But I had two pieces left.
that
And
is
that's,
so beautiful. Can you zoom in on that one more time? Oh my gosh, I love that. How come I don't remember that on your bed?
you were probably young and in college and
What,
thinking
drunk?
about or boys or whatever. So it's got, a whole plethora of different materials that I've used in different things. And like I said, it's called Oh Scrap because it's scraps of material made into useful stuff, I guess. Um, I think I had about 220 on this one, but I don't find my tag right now. So, but that's, and it's a little bit bigger size. So,
Is there
eh,
anything on the back of that one? Or is that,
this is the back. And yeah, you can probably kind of see some of the design back there. Let's see.
oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. There's a little bird back there.
Oh,
Yeah. And
the fun about quilts, there's something on both sides all the time.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So home for
There's
Christmas.
mine. That
Hmm?
one's mine.
This is home for Christmas, and it's got snowflakes and stars. And once again, it really made me think of um, a military guy home from for Christmas, or someone who served in the military and maybe now they're home and enjoying their life, I hope. But and there's some prayers that go into these as I think about people who have served, you know, in the military when I'm doing these. And I think about particular people. This one is $70. And I've got one back there. This is a, a Bargello, but it's, let me see if I can walk around there without, but it's not a true piece Bargello. It's, it's two different materials made
What's a
into,
Bargello?
well, see all those little squares and the staggering, and it
Ah,
makes a design. Normally, you would have to cut each one of those um, little squares,
uh-huh.
but this is kind of a cool pattern because I didn't have to do that. This is one material, and then this all is another material.
Oh,
But
wow.
it looks really cool, and it's kind of got a fire design on it.
That's
So
really nice.
yeah, and if you get it all out, there's like a, see, it goes to like a check mark type. So okay, just a few more quick things because I know we're probably over our time limit here. Um, little table runner, $20, little Christmas table runner. But while I'm over here, if you didn't see Kathy's, there's one of the ornaments that she made. And if you haven't seen her presentation from the museum, she has several of the woven pieces like that, and some other ball ornaments that are really cool. And then another person you guys had on was Don Eberly, who did barn art. And this is one of his pieces, the made out of horseshoes.
The
Um,
stirrup, yeah, the stirrup with the ornament. I love
yeah,
that
or
stuff.
yeah, the stirrup. Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, you guys have had some absolutely amazing people on, and I appreciate what the museum is doing. And I hope that everybody can find something that they like out of all of the artists, or, at least by one or two of the artists. It'd make their day and hopefully put a smile on someone else's face.
Who could
So
really use it?
that's my stuff. That's my stuff. And
That
and
was
I
awesome.
just hope you enjoyed it. That's
I loved it, and I've seen it before, but I love seeing it every time. So
yeah.
thank you so much, Mary. I'm going to go ahead and shoot it back to Kathy now so we can get this one wrapped up. But she'll be posting all of your information, so your contact information, so people can get a hold of you too.
Yeah. Yeah. All
All
righty.
Right. Thanks, Mayor. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it. And just so everyone knows, all of Mary's info and for all of our vendors, if you go to our website, sedonamuseum.org, right on the front page, we have a link to the main event page, and it lists all of our artists. And then you can click on each individual artist and learn more about them and what they do and get all their contact information. And I'm glad Mary mentioned we are posting all these videos to YouTube, and we will have them available through Christmas, or up to Christmas, so that you guys can do all your shopping and don't even have to leave your home, and help support a lot of our great artists here. Anyhow, thank you all so much. Appreciate it, and have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.